Martell tried to spin the story afterward. Instead of keeping his mouth shut, instead of taking that guilty plea as a wake-up call, he doubled down. He reached out to Tasha K., a blogger known for stirring up controversy, and he sent her a text message that was so dismissive, so arrogant, and so full of lies that it made everybody's blood boil. In that message, Martell basically laughed off Melody's claims. He said, LMAO, anything to sell those products. Can you imagine? The mother of his children is out here speaking on real harassment, on real abuse, and his response is to say she's just trying to sell hair care products and skincare. That alone shows you how delusional this man has become. And it didn't stop there. He also bragged about only having to pay a $300 fine. He acted like that was some kind of victory, like he had beaten the system, like he was untouchable. But here's the truth. Pleading guilty is not a win. Paying a fine is not a badge of honor. That's an admission that he did, in fact, harass her. That's a legal record that will follow him forever. And the fact that he's too arrogant to see that, the fact that he's sitting there smirking, shows you just how far gone he really is. He thinks he's invincible. He thinks he can keep harassing Melody, keep using women to attack her, keep threatening her, and nothing will happen. And that's a dangerous mindset, because it means he has no fear of consequences. Now let's talk about Jason, because Martell decided to drag him into this mess too. Jason, if you don't know, is the security guard Melody hired after things started escalating. And yes, she confirmed on her live that originally Jason was only hired for a one-time gig at a comedy club event. But when Martell exposed her address to the public, let that sink in, he literally gave her address out through paperwork. She was forced to reach back out to Jason and ask for help. She didn't feel safe in her own home because the man she used to be married to, the father of her kids, was putting her address out there for strangers to see. That's not just disrespectful. That's dangerous. That's life-threatening. So Jason stepped in. He sat outside her house. He provided protection. He did what any security professional would do. But instead of owning up to his part in forcing Melody into that situation, Martell turned around and tried to spread lies. He accused Melody of dating Jason, of sleeping with Jason, of having some kind of relationship with him. He stood outside that courthouse yelling, "You and your man Jason, it's over for both of y'all." And when Melody corrected him and reminded him Jason was just security, he still kept pushing the lie. Now, I don't know about y'all, but to me that sounded like a straight-up threat. Saying, "It's over for both of y'all," that's not a joke. That's not light shade. That's something you say when you're planning to do harm. And for him to say that right after pleading guilty makes it even scarier. And here's the part that breaks my heart the most. This man has 4 children with Melody. 4 innocent kids who didn't ask for any of this. Kids who deserve peace, stability, and love from both parents. But instead, they're seeing their father harass their mother, threaten her, call her names, and spread lies about the people protecting her. What kind of message does that send? What does that do to their mental health? And yet Martell doesn't care. He's too busy worrying about his image, too busy trying to tear Melody down, too busy using people like Tasha K to spread his side of the story. Now let's pause here for a second because I want you to think about this. Melody has receipts. She has police reports. She has documentation of the times Martell physically assaulted her. She has proof of the time he pulled out a weapon and threatened her. And yet Martell wants to sit up and act like he's innocent. Like if he really did all these things, he'd be under the jail. That's his exact words. But the truth is, the justice system doesn't always protect women the way it should. The justice system doesn't always punish men like Martell the way they deserve. And that's why Melody has had to fight so hard. Just to be heard, just to be taken seriously, just to have her safety acknowledged. And I know some of y'all are probably sitting there asking yourselves, how does Arian Curry fit into all of this? Well, let's talk about her for a minute. Arian has been the side piece, the mistress, the outsider in this story for years now. Martell called her his peasant once, but at the same time, he keeps dragging her back into his drama. And instead of walking away, instead of choosing peace for herself, Arian keeps showing up. She was right there outside that courthouse, harassing Melody right along with Martell. She's the one shouting in the background, adding fuel to the fire, playing right into Martell's obsession with making Melody miserable. And the sad part is, she doesn't even realize she's being used. Martell will never choose her. Martell will never give her the title or the respect she wants. She's just a pawn. And when he's done using her to attack Melody, he'll throw her away again. But in the meantime, she's damaging another woman, another mother, just to feel like she has some kind of power. And let me say this too. What's even nastier about all of this is how some women in the fandom are defending Martell. I've seen the panels, I've seen the comments. I've heard women say, "Oh, Melody deserves this. She's just as bad as him. She's toxic too." And honestly, that makes my blood boil. Because how can you, as a woman, as a mother, as a human being, look at another woman being harassed, being threatened, being dragged through hell by her ex and decide she deserves it? That's not just wrong. That's evil. That's heartless. And if you're someone who's defending Martell, let me tell you right now, you need to take a hard look in the mirror. Because the same energy you're putting into defending this man could one day come back on your daughter, your sister, your niece. And then what? Then will you still be defending the abuser? And don't forget, this isn't just about Melody. We've seen Martell show this same pattern with other women too. Remember when he cursed at producers on Love and Marriage, Huntsville? Remember how he disrespected Carlos King, the man who literally gave him a platform? Remember how he's constantly going at Letitia Scott, at Marceau Scott, at anyone who doesn't agree with him? Martell has shown us time and time again who he really is. He's a man who doesn't respect women, who doesn't respect authority, who doesn't respect boundaries. And if we keep ignoring that, if we keep brushing it off as reality TV drama, we're only enabling him to keep going. Now let me remind you again, stick with me all the way through this video, because the deeper we go, the more the puzzle pieces come together. We still have to talk about the way Melody clapped back at Martell's lies, the way she exposed the parts of the police report he conveniently left out, and the way she's finally ready to stop protecting him and start telling the full truth. This is the part where the mask really starts slipping off Martell's face, and you're going to want to hear every word of it. Let me tell y'all something right now. This one right here is heavy, it's emotional, and it's one that you definitely need to stick around for till the very end. Because what we're about to get into is not just drama for the sake of drama. It's about safety, accountability, truth, and the ugly reality of how far someone can go when they refuse to let go of the past. This latest chapter in the ongoing saga between Melody Shari and her ex-husband Martell Holt has shaken fans to their core. And I know many of you who have been watching Love and Marriage, Huntsville from day one, are already familiar with just how bad things have gotten between these two. But what's happening now? It's on a whole new level, and you need to hear every detail of it to really understand the full picture.